Hare Krishna. I seek blessing of all devotees who are present here, so that I will be able to speak from Srimad Bhagavatam and what I have heard from devotees and experience. So here we see uh, Lord Krishna. He is asking, "What gift you have brought? You know, from home. You must have certainly brought something." He was asking, and while uh, Sudama he was coming from home, first he was you know, uh, not willing to go for asking something from Lord, uh, but by repeated requests of his wife, he thought of uh, by going I can get the darshan of the Lord. That is his intention. Go and take darshan of the Lord, uh, and when he was thought of going, then uh, you know, he asks his wife, "Is there anything to take? Is there any gift? Upayanam, he says, gift to take?" Then his wife goes and begs from the Brahmana's houses and brought some palm full of this chipped rice, flat rice. She gives it, and Sudama carries all the way to the to Dwaraka. See, we read also before where he was not eaten also anything, and his wife also same, and she's worried about how she can feed him. So basically, he has not eaten anything much, anything, and he was carrying that that flat rice to give it to Krishna. So, as we hear in Upadeshamrita, that exchange of affection between devotees is like dadati pradiganhati guhyamakyat bhakti bhunte bhujateva sadvida priti lakshanam. So this act of offering gift or offering prasad is exchange uh, of love and affection. So that is all what he had with him, when he was coming. So in one say that what is the that is most something he has with him, valuable thing. So he's carrying. So he must be himself hungry. He has not eaten. Like when we go out, we have Janni Prasad. Then so it is there is nothing like that for Sudama. So he was what all he has, that chip rice he was carrying, and think of giving it to the Lord. Uh, so this so this gift, when we offer something to somebody, how much we think about that. Why, if you want to offer something to some another devotee, uh, how much we think about it, and uh, with putting our full heart, that touches the other person. You know. Uh, so it's like, if you want to offer something to somebody, we can think also, how which I am going to give something, it will uh, it can be used by that devotee. Then we can think. Then we'll get, Krishna will give some intelligence how what we can give. Really helps the devotee, or like that, not for just namesake or just for formality, but many times sometimes formality also it happens. देना चाहिए ऐसा करके. But if somebody thoughtfully thinking and offer something, then it will touch the other person. Sometime like like I serve like DT seva karte hain. So Mahaprasad you will always have, and for taking. But somebody brings something from Mayapur. I rem- some devotees are very sensitive. They carry tulsi of Lord Narasimhadev and gives one tulsi. And, that devotee he puts his full heart and he brings that and offers. So that way actually what we give, it is certainly valuable, but middle consciousness we think, oh, this is only tulsi, dried tulsi. But somebody offers uh, with thought and giving it to, and if we think how this is offered to Lord and we accept it, then it will purify us, uh, the gift which the devotee gives. But if we think don't value it, understand its importance, then we also not get benefited. Here, Sudama, he was thinking what he has with him to give to the Lord, and Lord also recognizing his gift and asking him what you have brought from home. You know, Shri Nitai Gauranga ki, Shri Prabhupada ki. So offering gifts with with thoughtful and uh, putting heart, that will touch the other person, and this is important in devotional service, where to develop relation with devotees. This uh, offering gifts or uh, offering prasad, this kind are very important. But because of modern culture, here many times we don't take advantage of this mm, opportunity to serve other devotees. So, as I say, like we see in uh, many years, or like many things, we don't take it seriously, like serving devotees prasadam, or like that. But actually, these are all very important, serving devotees prasadam, because like those who are living in temple, they don't have so many things to purchase or give gifts. You can offer whatever is there. That prasadam was cooked by devotees in the kitchen, and you can offer it with love. Sometimes we see devotees make some special items, take out their time and that Dawla cooks and serves the devotees. That that will help us to develop relation with devotees, with Krishna as a center, you know, to help each other to uh, advance in Krishna consciousness, like that. So here, when he brought this flat rice, and Lord asked, what you have brought from home, what you have. Because when he came to Dwarka, he saw the opulence of the Lord, and he was uh, put on the bedstead, and he worshipped him. All the opulence after that, after seeing that, he was thinking this heart, "Arey, I brought some flat rice. How can I give that?" And but that is not all he had. So that's why he was embarrassed, you know, uh, to give to that flat rice, because he saw the opulence in Dwarka, and you know how can the Lord of Sri eat this hard stale rice? You know, was his head bowing his head. The Brahmin revealed his meditation. My dear master, please do not make me ashamed. Even if you request it from me repeatedly, I will not give this to you. I have made up my mind. So he was feeling very, how can I give this flat rest like that? But Lord, know the heart of all devotees, and he quotes this verse: if one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. And this same pastime happens in Chaitanya Charitamrita. This he appears as Suklambara Brahmachari in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It comes in Chaitanya Bhagavat, chapter 16. We know also when Lord play the role of a scholar, when he transforms, get transformed into a devotee, he reveals his ecstasies of Krishna Prema in the home, in the house of Suklambar Brahmachari. Suklambar Brahmachari was he's he was simple brahmachari, living his life with the begging, chanting the holy names and go from door to door, beg some broken rice and offer it to Lord, and he would accept. That is what how he used to live. But he is the pure devotee of the Lord. There, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reveals his heart in that. So when Lord starts his pastimes in the house of Sivas Thakur, that all day night kirtans used to happen. He gave uh, the blessings to Suklambar Brahmachari by for him by allowing him to present in that kirtans, all the time, and uh, take darshan of his ecstasies. So one day when Lord is observing this all the devotees, he comes sometimes. Our Lord used to act like a devotee, and at certain instances, immediately he would act like a um, reveal himself as a supreme Lord, and sits on the throne of Lord Vishnu and uh, blesses his devotees. Seeing Suklambar Brahmachari standing before him, Lord Sri Gaurhari bestowed his mercy upon him. This is Vrindavan Das Thakur explaining uh, this pastime, how he bestowed mercy upon Suklambar Brahmachari. Now here the topics regarding Suklambar Brahmachari, who lived in Navadipa where the Lord appeared. He was always engaged in his occupational duties, and he was most merciful. Although no one knew it, he was a great devotee. Navadvipa gare gare juli lai kande bhikshakari aharnisha Krishna bale kande. He would take a bag on his shoulder and go beg alms from house to house in Navadvipa. He would cry while chanting the names of Krishna day and night. People thought he was a beggar and therefore could not recognize him. He was so poor that he had to beg alms to maintain himself. You know. So people thought he was a beggar and thought he was not. They could not recognize. He was so poor that he had to beg alms to maintain himself. So here, the purport of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that uh, devotees, like who are like sannyasis or brahmacharis, or they go to the houses of grastas only to uh, bestow mercy on them, or giving opportunity to engage them in Krishna consciousness, matlab, like that, giving offering them Sukriti, you know, because when they go to the homes, it's not that you just honor prasad and come. You know, you should chant the whole, do kirtan, and discuss Krishna Katha. Then by Krishna Katha hearing, that will purify us. Shanvatam Sakata Krishna Punyashravana Kirtana Hridayantastu Bhadrani Vidhanoti Srusatam. And somehow other way, suppose some people are not at all devotees. Still, if you go there, you have to make a way that they get some sukriti. They become favorable to Krishna consciousness, or you offer a gift connected to Krishna, or some other, they should become favorable to Krishna consciousness. That will also help them to get sukriti and slowly uh, become favorable to Krishna consciousness. Sometimes I see our devotees, they, when they go to you know, some government officers who are not at all devotees, but devotees, how they behave with them, like with respect, all those things. We see that this devotee, isko, he just flattering him for something. But actually, the intentions of devotees are very clear. They do that because it will help in service. They indirectly also they may serve, or uh, if they are doing service indirectly, that will also add to their sukriti. And because the government or present is or current government or modern civilization, not that they they make temple and give in your hand. Like in previous ages, the kings used to make all arrangements for spreading Krishna consciousness and everything. But now it is not like that. So we all have to do our own way, and sometimes we may go and flatter some government servants. But it is all to help them to get sukriti, or like that. So they thought he's a beggar. Uh, then he has Suklam Brahmachari. So our duties also sometimes flatter or does that way, but is only for the other people's sake and for spreading Krishna consciousness. But we should not go to the houses and for our own sense gratification. Here, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati says we should do the service. After begging during the day, the Brahmana offered whatever he received to Krishna and accepted his remnants. In the ecstasy of receiving Krishna's mercy, he did not know poverty. He would chant Krishna's names as he wandered from house to house. In ecstasy of receiving Krishna's mercy, he did not know poverty. He would chant Krishna's names as he wandered from house to house. So this is when somebody is absorbed in Krishna consciousness, he doesn't feel any external. Like we see in the past time of Kolkata Sridhar, he is also like he's doing some banana that business, and he would have this thatched hut with so many holes and cloth with so many holes in it, or stitching. But he would always in the night used to chant Krishna's names, and people used to shout at him, "Arey, don't," because he is very hungry. Because of that hunger, he was crying like this. People used to uh, think, but he was uh, chanting in ecstasy. You know. Who can recognize a recipient of Lord Chaitanya's mercy? Only One who is favored by the Lord is able. Suklambara engaged in the devotional service of Vishnu just as poor Damodara did previously. Damodara is the Siddhama or Sudama, like same. Yeah. This our current this pastime which we are. mm. So he appeared as Suklambara Brahmachari. Vishwambara bestowed such mercy on him that he could remain inside the house to watch the Lord's dance. On seeing the Brahmanas dance in ecstasy with his bag on his shoulder, the Lord and all the Vaishnavas laughed. You can visualize the Brahmana, Suklambar Brahmachari. मेरे को ऐसा लगता है he's like somebody very thin, है ना, having a bag like maybe Sriram Rao. Sriram Rao is patla. On seeing the Brahmana dance in ecstasy with his bag on his shoulder, the Lord and all the Vaishnavas laughed. As Vishwambara sat down in the mood of Supreme Lord, Suklamara danced, cried, and laughed with his bag on his shoulder. So he was having that bag with him and he was dancing, and that bag also like revolving like this. So he was in ecstasy. So he was, don't know whether bag is there or not with him. While this is, I was not able to read Bengali verses. I am not so good in. Maybe few verses are there. It is the 16th chapter, Madhya Lila, Chaitanya Bhagavat. While watching Suklambara, the most merciful Gauranga repeatedly called out to him, "Come, come, Suklambara Dekiya Gauranga Krupamaya, Ashi Ashi Kari Prabhu Bale Sadaya." Then Lord Gauranga says this, "Daridra Sevaka Mora Tumi Janma Janma, Amare Sakala Diya Tumi Bhikshu Dharma, Amiha Tomare Dravya Anukshana Chai, Tumi na dile o ami bala kari khai. You are my poor servant, but after birth. You give me everything and remain a beggar. I always desire your foodstuffs. Even if you don't give me, I forcefully take and eat them." This is like a similar verse to the commentary of Vishnu Chakra Thakur. He made up my mind that not to give, and Lord was thinking, the intention you had fixed in your mind while coming here must not be frustrated, for you are my devotee. And here Lord Gaurang is saying, you are my poor servant, but after birth. You give me everything and remain a beggar. Whatever he has, he always gives it to the Lord and remains a beggar. I always desire your foodstuffs. Even if you don't give me, I forcefully eat, take and eat them. So here Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says in the purport that one should offer all, oneself, all endeavors of body, mind and speech, everything to the Lord. And one should not use anything for our own sense gratification. Everything should be for the Lord. Yeah, the purport says. Then Lord Gauranga says, "Did you forget that I forcibly ate your broken rice in Dwarka? Kamala, the goddess of fortune, caught hold of my hand." After speaking in this way, Vishwambara took a handful of uncooked rice from Suklambara's begging bag and began eating it. So this, the Lord taking from the bag uncooked rice. Here it in this pastime it is flat rice. Here it is uncooked rice. Then it was so embarrassing to Suklamara Brahmachari because it is uncooked rice, broken rice. Suklamara exclaimed, "Oh Lord, you have ruined me. This rice is full of broken particles." शुक्लांबर बोले, प्रभु कायला सर्वनाश ए तांडुले कुडुकाना बहुत प्रकाश. She was feeling so embarrassed that he was offering the broken rice to the Lord. It is not normally used to maybe clean the rice and then cook it and used to offer to Krishna and used to offer, accept. Well, when he used to offer, he used to you follow all the rules. Purify the boga, then you will with mantras you do a offering. Here Lord is accepting directly from the bag, that broken rice. So he felt so embarrassed that you have ruined me everything. The Lord replied, I eat your broken rice. I turn my face away from the nectar offered by non-devotees. Says that, yeah. He, whatever is given by the devotees with love, he accepts them, but he doesn't accept. He turns away his face. If somebody, who is not a devotee offers him, he doesn't accept it, even if it is a nectar. The Lord, who is independent, full of ecstasy, and the life of the devotees, ate the uncooked rice, and who could stop it? Stop him. On seeing the Lord's compassion, all the devotees began to cry while holding their heads. No one knew who fell where as they cried. Everyone was overwhelmed on seeing such compassion. Then they began to chant the glories of Krishna in great ecstasy. Everyone cried, from the children up to the aged. So everyone was in ecstasy. Someone held straw between his teeth. Someone offered obeisances. Another said, O Lord, never leave me. The pious Suklambara rolled on the ground as the Lord Vaikuntha happily ate the rice. The Lord said, Listen, Suklambar Brahmachari, I constantly enjoy pastimes in your heart. When you eat, I eat. About when you walk about for begging, that is my walking. I have incarnated to distribute prema bhakti. You are my beloved servant birth after birth. I now give you Krishna Bhakti. Know for certain that Prem Bhakti is my life and soul. On hearing the benediction, Suklambara received, on hearing the benediction Suklambara received, all the Vaishnavas chanted Jaya Jaya Hari Hari Jaya Jaya Hari Hari. All devotees were so happy seeing Suklambara Brahmachari getting uh, mm, this Prem Bhakti. The servants of Lakshmi begs, uh, servants of Lord's Lakshmi's, something I couldn't understand this statement. The servant of Lakshmi's, huh? Correct? The servant of Lakshmi's Lord, matlab, okay. Beg from door to door. What fortunate soul can understand the mystery of such pastimes? The servants of Lakshmi's lords, matlab Lord, Vishnu or Krishna, begs from door to door. What fortunate soul can understand the mystery of such pastimes? Whatever rice Suklambara collected by begging at 10 houses was forcefully eaten by Gaur Sundara, the husband of Lakshmi. Here Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gives purport. I will read it and we'll discuss. Suklambar Brahmachari, the unallied devotee of Sri Gaursundara, the Lord of unlimited opulence, was not given an opportunity to serve Hari according to his own will with the foods that he had collected from various places. Rather, Sriman Mahaprabhu approved the system of begging by personally taking those foodstuffs from his bag directly. As a result, persons who are under the shelter of Sri Chaitanya came to know that Sri Chaitanya Deva is only worshipable Lord of the Tridandi Bhikshus. The Tridandi Bhikshus do not collect foodstuffs for the purpose of satisfying their stomachs or for sense gratification. Rather, they utilize those items for the service of Krishna. So here, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati is saying that one should collect everything for the service of Krishna, not for one's own self. Remaining aloof from material enjoyment, the brahmacharis and sannyasis take to the path of begging and maintain the principle of accepting only what is required. The Vaishnava sannyasis serve the Supreme Lord with the ingredients that they collect from begging. The Vaishnava sannyasis acceptance of various material sense objects like form and taste is not for satisfying the desire of their own senses. Rather they do not remain entangled in non-devotional comforts by utilizing those objects in the service of Krishna and the Vaishnavas. So here Bhaktivedanta Saraswati is saying that one may collect things from outside, but one should not use it for own sense gratification, rather for the service of the Lord. So he was in this purport, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is instructing all the Matvasis that they should not engage in any sense gratification, rather to use everything in the service of the Lord. You know. So this is he wants that all the Matvasis to live very simply, simple living, high thinking. One should maintain that. That is what here Bhaktivedanta Saraswati is saying in this purport. Then the Lord would be very pleased with the devotees. Like here, where Suklambar Brahmachari was so pleased with Suklambar Brahmachari, he ate that broken rice, which he has collected. Means Lord will accept our service. The Lord, who is the reservoir of transcendental qualities, personally explained through the Vedas the rules of for offering food. So the devotees who are offer bhoga. We have all purification mudras. Then you put the bhoga and with the mantras, with all the rules you offer. But so here Vrindavan Das Thakur says, he does not accept anything unless it is offered according to the rule. It is offered according to the. He does not accept anything unless it is offered according to those rules. But he breaks all those injunctions for the sake of his devotees. The acceptance of Suklambra's rice is the proof of this. Therefore, devotion is the life of all rules. So, yesterday also Maharaj was explaining how Lord Ram accepts from Shabri, like that. All rules and regulations are servants of devotional service. One who is distressed because of this is vanquished. Vedvyas has stated that devotion is the root of all rules, and Gauranga has directly demonstrated this. This Smatavya Satam Vishnu Vismatavyo Najacha Na Yatachit Sarvavidhi Nishedasya Vetayor Eva Kinkara. Krishna is the origin of Lord Vishnu. He should always remember and never forgotten at any time. All the rules and prohibitions mentioned in the Shastras should be the servants of those principles. Like this. The Brahmana did not offer the rice with mudras, nor did he even offer it. Yet, nevertheless, the Lord eagerly ate it. So, this is because of the love of Suklamar Brahmachari. Persons who are blinded by the pride of material enjoyment cannot understand this mystery. Intoxicated by their children, wealth, and family prestige, they cannot recognize a Vaishnava. Krishna never accepts the offerings and worship of one who ridicules a Vaishnava, considering him foolish or poor. The Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes very dear to those devotees who have no material possessions but are fully happy in possessing the devotional service of the Lord. Indeed, the Lord relishes the devotional activities of such devotees. Those who are puffed up with material education, wealth, aristocracy, and fruitful activity are very proud of possessing material things, and they often deride the devotees. Even if such people offer the Lord worship, the Lord never accepts them. All the Vedas sing, Krishna is the life and soul of those who have no material possessions. Gauranga personally demonstrated this. One who hears about One who hears about how the Lord ate Suklambra's rice attains unalloyed devotional service at the feet of Lord Gauranga. Haribo! Accepting Sri Chaitanya and Nityanand Prabhu as my life and soul, I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their lotus feet. Vrindavan Das Thakur ki. There you go. Here see, we have had the pastime, and here Vrindavan Das Thakur is blessing us. We, one who hears this pastime gets the annual devotional service at the feet of Lord Chaitanya. And so the what we see is here. First one we discussed how if somebody brings with thoughtful and putting his heart any gift, it touches the other person. So we should uh, apply in our own life when we are offering something to other devotee. We should do it full heart and with thoughtful way. Then next we Bhaksidhanta Sadhu Thakur is saying that those who are renunciates or who are staying in temple, or they should accept things only for service of the Lord, not for their own sense gratification. And finally, Vrindavan Das Thakur says how Lord accepts from the devotee, but he doesn't accept even if somebody offers nectar. He doesn't accept from non-devotee. Gandhra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Shri Prabhupada ki. It's already 9. So time is there. Somebody have any question or comments? Comments you can give, but questions personally we can discuss. Hare Krishna.